what's crack-a-lackin', how you doing? Make sure you join the Nessa gang by hitting that subscribe button. Y'all know what y'all here for. Either you're a Nessa gang and you just want to watch all my videos, love you, or you just want to hear this review about this hair. I'm gonna tell you if I like it, if I don't like it, but most importantly, I'm going to be teaching y'all how to do a closure wig. Woo, yay! Everybody keeps asking me how I do them, and it's really not that hard. This is probably like my 8th wig, and you're gonna have to go through a lot of trial and error, so don't expect to get it right the first time. But for the most part, if you follow all of these steps, then I got you. Then you gonna make the bomb wig, you know? I don't know why I keep moving my hands, but anyway, love you, and I'm gonna get to the video. Okay, so first we're gonna start off with a needle. The C curve and the L shape is the best. Then you need string. I get a big one because I make a lot of wigs. And then a spandex cap. Can you slow down? Dang. So anyways, the spandex caps are the best because they're very stretchy and durable. And then also the brand gave me some goodies. So they gave me flexi rods, weaving caps, and a beauty blender. So turn up, shout out to them. And don't forget the T-pins. So the hair is from Tinashe and Sis. They have blessed me with 4 bundles and the closure. Yes. Let's get started. So first things first, I'm just putting on the spandex cap on the wig block, just how I would put on a hat or something. And then I'm going to take the closure and I'm going to line it up in the middle and just pin it down at the hairline. Just to make sure that it's secure, I put a 3rd one in the middle. And right now I'm just about to flip it over just to show you guys that I haven't done anything else. But I'm going to put it back and pin down each of the corners, and I'm going to put a 3rd one in the middle. When I first pin it down, there are lumps, and you do not want that. I later on fixed that after I put my hair in a little bun. The last thing you want is lumps and bumps in your closure, so make sure you make it as flat and tight and spread out as possible. So I ended up finding the C needle, which was perfect timing, and all I did was attach a long piece of thread and knotted the ends. So the first step is to put the needle through the spandex cap. If you have layers, make sure to get it only on the first layer so that when you're done making the wig, it will still be able to stretch. I don't stick the needle through the very end of the cap enclosure because when I cut off the lace, I do not want the knot that I put there to show. And I'm going to take the thread and wrap it around 3 to 4 times and use my fingers to guide the knot down, because if I don't guide it, it's just going to knot in the middle of it, and then I'm going to have to cut it, and it's just too much work. Now I believe any stitching pattern will be okay for this, but my least favorite would have to be the running stitch, which is just going in and out, because if you was to make a mistake, then your whole thread can mess up and you have to start all over. So I'm not sure what kind of threading I'm doing, but it works, and it's just making sure it's hella secure. If you know the type of stitching that I'm doing, put it in the comments so that I know for next time. But first I just start off on the left side and then I stop at the end. I put the thread around the needle 3 to 4 times and I stop, I cut it, and then I start on the other side and finish the rest. So like I said, I'm starting on the other side and I'm going to go all the way through this time. I'm just showing you guys once more just in case you didn't get it the first time. Make sure that when you do your stitches, they are not too spaced apart, because that is going to leave you with bumps and lumps, and like I said, you do not want those because it will not look right when you're done. So I just skipped to the end just to show you guys how I kind of wrap it up. I am just putting about 3 to 4 knots at the end just to make sure it's very secure and flat. All done. Here's the finished product, and now we can move on to the wefts. I received a 20-inch, 22, and 2 24s, and also that 18-inch closure, but you always want to start off with the longest weft. Right now I'm just sticking the needle through the cap and closure so that the knot is underneath the weft and you cannot see it. And then I'm going to stick the needle through the thickest side of the weft because we want to make this as flat as possible. I'm using T-pins just to secure it so it doesn't move or shift while I'm trying to sew it. So yeah, I'm just doubling the wefts for the first 2, and then I will start singling later. Doubling up the wefts just cuts time in half. The number one most annoying thing with the thread is that when you cut it really long, you risk having tangles and knots, and then you're going to have to cut those out and start all over. So just be mindful of that and just be very careful and cautious because that is going to make the process way longer. So once we get to the end of the cap, I'm just going to put the needle through the weft, through the cap, and through the closure, and then make a knot. Once I feel like the knot is secure and it's not going anywhere, I cut the knot and then I flip the weft to the other side and then start sewing like I normally sew. I sew close together in the beginning of it because I need it to be as flat as possible. When you're doubling wefts, make sure that they are flat. Once you get close to the end, this is what it should look like. You should end up with a U shape, and right now I'm just about to show you guys how spaced apart they are. They should be little spaces at the top and bigger spaces at the bottom. Once I get to those last wefts, I just start attaching the wefts to the closure. And if for any reason you had any lumps in the closure, this will also help make it more flat. So like always, I'm just going to wrap the thread around the needle a few times and then pull it through just to make it really secure, girl. If you take anything from it, just make sure everything is in place. Right now I'm just demonstrating what I'm going to do off camera. So I'm just going to be putting the weft straight across until I get to the top. And once I get to the top, this is what it should look like. This should actually fit about 2 more rows, but the way I did it, I actually liked it better because at the end, y'all, it was super flat. It was the best wig that I've ever made. But yeah, for the end, make sure you're always sticking the needle through the weft and the closure. So once everything's all nice and tidy and you cut off that last piece of weft, ta-da, you're done. And if you want, you could actually put this weft somewhere in between the spaces, but I didn't want to because it was just perfect. I cut off the end of the string, tied another couple knots, cut it off, and I was done. Yes, look at that closure, bitch. Look at that closure. So after I got done making it, I had washed it and dried it, put nothing in it, and bro, do you see this? Do you see this? Buy this hair, bitch. Link in description. So that was the video. I'm really loving this hair. It's giving me all types of looks. I can't stop touching it. It's just because it's so soft and silky. But yeah, that's all for the video. Make sure you check out my previous videos. I'm pretty funny and or whatever. So not only do I have hair tutorials, I have makeup tutorials, and I also have pranks and challenges and all of that good stuff. So make sure you check those out. I love you, Vanessa Gang, and see you later. Bye.